The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Tribe. It's a beautiful, quite sunny morning here in Dublin, where I'm speaking to you from today. And wherever it is in your part of the world, I hope it's equally beautiful and that we're going to have an amazing time together in the next 25 minutes. And this is time to make it all about you, because there's so much that you do for other people during the week, and there's so many things pulling on your attention. And this is the time where you really get to realign with what's great about you. You've probably spent quite a lot of time this week being critical of yourself or being tough with yourself around certain things. I should lose weight. I should tone up. I should make more money. I should be having a better relationship with this person. Whatever it is for you, this is time to just really fall back in love with yourself and fall back in love with your life, so that you get to have an amazing day and an even more incredible week than you otherwise would have had. First of all, I always like to start off with mentioning what a particular tribe member is up to. As you know, we have people gathering from all different parts of the globe, and that is just gorgeous. And this is a particular tribe member from the north of England, who this time 2 years ago, he was so despondent that he was going to take his life. He really couldn't see another way out. And today he's starting off on a huge, big venture. It's a television show and a road trip, and he's very forthright about his own story, which is why I feel I can share it with you. He's talked about it a lot in interviews on radio and television and in newspapers. And he is starting off on this great venture, and not only as part of his big comeback. He's kind of had a great comeback in his career. He was very, very well known. Then he hit rock bottom. He hit a point where he lost everything. He lost his family. He lost his career. He'd say he lost his mind. I think it was just his mind reassessing things. And he lost his health massively. And he really felt like there was nothing more to live for. And he had that, what they call in the Bible, the faith the size of a grain of a mustard seed. So if you've got that faith that's tiny, 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 looks like it won't do anything, that's all it takes to get you through. And he used that, and he said, okay, I'm going to just trust that. I'm going to trust the maybe. The maybe things are going to really turn around for me. And I'm going to live from that place as if it's all coming true. And he has done that, lived from that as if place. And now it's all come true again. His career, his health, his family, all these things have returned to him. And he has an even deeper appreciation, and he's showing up in an even better way. And today we're celebrating the fact that at, I think, 4 or 5 o'clock this morning, he set off on this amazing big road trip from the north of England to Gibraltar, where he's also raising funds for the Samaritans, who were a big part of helping him out at the times when he was lowest. And our theme for today is Still I Rise. Still I Rise. And I got that title from a gorgeous poem by Maya Angelou, which I'm going to share with you very shortly. And the thing about rising is we often think about it just in those monumental terms, just in terms of being at absolute rock bottom. And if anyone's there, if anyone feels that they're at absolute rock bottom, great, you're going to get so much from this call. And also, there are other places that are not quite rock bottom, but are kind of our own bottom line from which we can rise, we can bounce up. Those of you who trade stocks and shares, you know about that line. There's a line that when the stock hits that line, it's bound to bounce back up again. And we all have those. And wouldn't it be great if we could kind of raise that line so we don't have to go so low, so we can keep rising from places of strength or rising from places of not total destruction. So we don't wait until we're completely broke before we start bringing in the next big load of money. We don't wait until someone is arguing with us before we start to work out what's going on in their heart. We don't wait until we have a health scare or a health crisis before we start to eat live foods and work our bodies in ways that feel amazing to us. So this is all about rising. And the poem by Maya Angelou comes from, that dark place that we all have. And I think it's important that we don't ignore that darker place, that we look at that we say to ourselves, yeah, you know what? This is also available to us. This is also part of, where we come from. So I'll read this for you. It's one of my favorite poems. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame I rise, up from the past that's rooted in pain I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Isn't that just such powerful stuff? Isn't that just what we all feel so much of the time? You know, it's kind of like this thing will not defeat me. I wasn't made to be at the bottom of the world in any area of my life. I wasn't even made for the middle rungs. I was made to be at the top of the world and to shine from that place, because when I shine from that place, I serve everybody. So what can we do to rise? How is it we can just, well, I kind of feel okay right now, or I just feel too awful right now, or I feel really good right now. How can I rise? How can I rise from this place that I'm at right now? So the first thing is to ask yourself this: how tall do you want to be? How young or old do you want to be? How do you want to look? What kind of styles do you want to wear as you sally forth into the world in your absolute awesomeness? What is it you want to communicate to people? What is it you want to communicate to them even before you open your mouth? What is it you want them to get about you when they just see you from 100 yards away? And what is it that you can do today to start to become more of that person? This is what rising is about. Rising is about just that tiny little idea of, yeah, I'd love to get my hair cut. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have my body be amazing. And I'm going to start today by eating this instead of this. I'm going to explain to my family that I'm going to sit and celebrate and love with them and eat that meal with them, but I'm going to be eating something differently. Just because that's my choice. I'm going to be celebrating their choice for themselves, and I'm going to be eating my choice. This is how we rise. Because our rising doesn't make anyone else wrong. It just makes us right in ourselves. Yeah? Makes us be true to what it is we really want to say, because we think so much of honesty as just not telling lies. But in fact, honesty is showing up in the way that feels best for us to show up. Honesty is not protecting other people's feelings, not protecting other people from our awesomeness. Oh, but if I was to wear this or do this or have this experience or have this success, then this person's going to feel bad. Yeah, you know what? They need to feel bad. They need to feel that rock bottom for themselves. They need to feel that you've raised the standard. So do that. If someone wants to have a conversation with you where they're kind of moaning and complaining, raise the standard. Let them know that you are rising. You're on the rise. As a tribe, right now, we're on the rise. Every little thought that we're having is bringing us higher and higher. How awesome is that? That it doesn't have to be one big, difficult breakthrough. Just that little idea and that little action around that idea, which leads to a new feeling. It's rising, rising, rising all the time. Ask yourself this: what will generations to come gain because you decided to rise higher? I'm really grateful to the author Charlotte Bronte, who wrote Jane Eyre. And although she was alive and doing wonderful things a couple of 100 years ago, I wondered, did she know that in the latter part of the 20th century and the first part of the 21st century, that there was going to be this little girl with twisted legs coming from London to Dublin who, would be absolutely rescued by her at the age of 11 or 12. When I first read Jane Eyre, it opened up this world to me, this possibility, this possibility for greatness, this way that you could articulate yourself really beautifully.